Hello, I'm Miss Kirbishley and I would like to talk to you about the Hospitality and Catering course at Key Stage 4. So why study it? So you might have really enjoyed learning about food and nutrition in Key Stage 3 and starting off with some of the basic skills and maybe even advancing a little bit at Year 9 and planning your own dishes. Well, the course at Key Stage 4 is a whole step up from that, and it is about the whole industry. So yes, you will be learning much higher skill dishes, and we'll actually be trying to teach you the presentation and chefing techniques that you see in high quality restaurants. But alongside that, we're also talking about what it's like to work in all sorts of roles in the industry. So we'll look at reception, front of house, general management, marketing, business, and the laws and legislations that go with all of that. So it's a really interesting course, and for where you're living so close to the Lake District, it is absolutely brilliant because all the hotels and restaurants and industry around you is part of this course, and you will learn how to approach taking your step into those career paths and those job roles. Now, when we look at what is covered in the subject, it is split into 2 units. So Unit 1 is all about the hospitality and catering industry, and we will teach you all of the basic skills, the customer service skills, the knowledge, and the understanding of some of the really intricate laws and health and safety that goes in as well. And what's really good about this is that this will prepare you for any job you go into. So all jobs have contracts, all jobs have health and safety, all jobs have laws and employment records and employee standards that you have to adhere to. So it doesn't matter what industry you finally go into, this one will help prepare you for that. Now, with the Unit 2, it is an internal assessment and it's our practical exam, which is very exciting. So this is the bit that people get really into because they get to be really creative and they get to showcase the skills that they've learned, which I have to say by the end of the course is quite a high standard. And I think some of these dishes, if they were served to you in a restaurant, you wouldn't question that they were done by a 16-year-old. So alongside that, you do a lot of research. So we'll give you a brief and you will go into research on the nutrition for that and how poor nutrition can really affect your health and how you can plan for special diets, and you tie it all in to planning to make 4 dishes and how you would serve them against that learner brief. So it might be a new hotel that's opened up, or it might be a new incentive in the community, and you would link everything to that. And then in the end, you actually just cook 2 of the dishes and you present them up in a practical exam. How will you learn during the course? We like to keep the approach practical and weave the theory in alongside it. So it might be that you see a teacher demonstration that shows you what to do and how to do it, but alongside that we'll talk about the nutrition and the ingredients and what they do and why we heat them in a certain way because of all the proteins, etc. And we go into a little bit of food science at the same time. Now, when we're telling you what and how to do, we also explain why we do those things. So why we whisk things, why we aerate them, why how coagulation works, and really get into the details of the different ingredients and what effects they have. So you'll learn about nutrition, you'll learn about special diets, you learn about health, you learn about how big an impact your diet has on the rest of your life really, and how well you work as a human being and your body functions. Now, typically you will cook independently every other week, and on the week where you're not doing that, you will work as part of a kitchen brigade to investigate, experiment and research ingredients and their functions. We have 2 fully kitted kitchens on the site with lots of specialist equipment, and you can learn to make things like your own pasta, ice cream, or even butcher and mince your own meat, which you can see some of the Year 10s having a go at there. At the start of Year 10, you will become part of the kitchen brigade, like I said, and you will be expected to approach lessons in a professional manner to simulate industry. When cooking in groups, you will start in roles like a kitchen porter or a commis chef, where you're learning the trade. And then as your confidence, communication and organisation skills develop, we'll work you up to sous chef, and you might even become a head chef for a lesson, where you will lead a group of students to work together to produce restaurant standard food as a whole meal, as a team. Now, the way that we like to put this into practice is you need to also learn about customer service as part of the course. So we will invite the general public in, and you will plan, prepare, cook and present that meal to them, and you will actually act as waiters and servers during that. So you can see this where we had the elderly people came in, and they were served a afternoon tea with bite-sized pieces. And what they did at the end is they gave feedback on the food, but they also gave feedback on the service. They were very, very complimentary. Okay, so how you actually assess then? So when we look at it, it's quite simple. You've got two units, Unit 1 and Unit 2, and they're split into an exam and practical and coursework. So you can see here that the exam is Unit 1, and it's worth 40% of your final grade. And then you have got your practical alongside your coursework, and that is worth 60% of your grade. So Unit 1, our written exam, covers all the knowledge required to be successful in your entry into the hospitality and catering industry. This is assessed through a 1 hour and a half written exam, and has a lot of questions that are quite common sense, and you might even be able to answer them before you even start the course. The paper starts with multiple choice, and then it progresses to the longer answer questions, which is where you need the practice and the training in how to approach those, which we will do throughout the course in various different ways. Now, the second part is our Unit 2, which is our coursework and a practical unit, and it is broken down into the 3 tasks. So you actually get 9 hours for the whole of this task, and it is assessed internally by me. And what will happen is for the first 6 hours, you will complete task 1 and task 2, where you will research nutrition, special diets, poor nutrition, and you will go into lots of detail, but against a learner brief. So we'll give you a learner brief, like, for example, a new hotel has opened in Barrow, and it is aimed at families. And what you would do is when you're researching the nutrition and the cooking methods and special diets, all the time you're linking it back to that learner brief. Once you've done that basic general research, you then apply it to proposing some dishes. So in task 2, you look at all your research from special diets and nutrition, and then you go, right, I'm going to propose to make 4 dishes for this new hotel, and I'm going to think about the family environment, and I'm going to think about the customer needs, and then I'm going to produce a production plan of how I would make them all. And task 3, you make it. So you get 3 hours to make 2 dishes, and we are looking for a really high standard with chefing skills in there as well. And what's really important is that you plan dishes that get you the grade that you can showcase your skills and really make it clear what you are capable of during that exam, and I'll help guide you with that one. Okay, so the assessment and the practical work coursework, you'll see that these are some of the students that have been cooking during our mock, and what you have to do is you have to overlap 2 dishes. So you need to think about your planning and production to make sure that you can fit all that knowledge and research and showcase that, but also at the same time as completing 2 dishes that are served up at the same time and presented beautifully. Now, how does the grading compare to GCSE? So what you actually get in your hospitality and catering is you can get a level 1 pass, or you can get a level 2 pass, and then also in the level 2 you can get either a level 2 merit, a level 2 distinction, or a level 2 distinction star. And I've put a table there for you to compare what kind of that would look like if it was a GCSE grade. So you can see that if you're getting a level 2 merit, you're looking at a 5 or a 6 on a GCSE scale. Now what happens is you do your Unit 1 in Year 10 at the end of Year 10, which is the written paper, and if you're happy with the result, then we just move on to Unit 2 in Year 11, and you can just concentrate on that. However, if your Unit 2 goes even better than you thought it was going to do, you might want to try for Unit 1 again at the end of Year 11 to up your grade, but that's something that you can decide as you go through the course as well. But if you're happy with it, some people this year got a distinction in their Unit 1 in Year 10, which meant now they don't have to do it in Year 11 because that's the highest grade you could get. So that means that they have more time to concentrate on Unit 2, and also if they finish the course a little bit early, they have more time to look at their other subjects towards the end of the year. Okay, where can we go with this course? So you've done the course, you've finished school, and what are you going to do with it now? Well, there's so many options out there for you, and I think the ones you will be aware of is that you could go on to college and take this qualification further, or use it to support other college applications. But also you could do an apprenticeship. So we are looking into creating links with the local restaurants and hotels, where hopefully we can recommend 1 or 2 students a year to go straight into an apprenticeship, where they can start probably at the bottom of the ladder and work their way up throughout the industry, but take on board all the experience that they've had during this course. You can also use it as a stepping stone after college to university, and what's really important to point out here is because the nutritional content of the course and the amount of research you do, this can open doors into food science, food marketing, nutritional therapy. You could become a dietitian. You could be the next person that's inventing the new products that are out there in supermarkets for us to buy. Or you could be using all of this just to be aware of human nutrition and make sure that you are leading the most healthy lifestyle you can, and looking after your body and seeing the impact that really can have on humanity, which is so topical in our world at the moment. So the possible career choices, I've put them all up there for you, and I think that some of the ones that I didn't mention is that you could go into marketing, you could go into business, agricultural science, quality control, sports science. So there really are lots of options, as well as working within the industry itself on the front line, as we say. Right, if you have any more questions, or you would like to arrange just to have an informal chat with me, then please email me. Or if you would like any more information, you can visit the exam board website and gather that.